Well, today class is on soil macromorphology. Students, macromorphology is nothing but it is one of the evaluating the particular soils inserting in the field itself of the soil profile. So naturally, soil profile is nothing but it will give a complete idea about that particular soil's conditions. What are their origin, what are the position, and what is the conditions, what are the different types of management practices. Can we go in further by seeing all this profile only we can get all this knowledge. So naturally, students, a recently dug profile. So profile should be taken at the on at before we should not use the old profiles. Old profiles means the profiles even we can see the profiling conditions, or you can see the layers of the soils besides the roads and some ditches you can see, and besides some dam construction area also you can see the soil layers. But those will not give a paka or confirm idea about particular profile. Only freshly digged profile or digged pit means you know what is the meaning of pit. So do a profile recently dug the profile of pit can give the very fresh idea, because those were not disturbed. They are not exposed prolonged for any external environmental factors like sunlight, air, atmospheric air, or water. Water means rainfall. So these are not exposed to all those conditions. So that's why we want to dig a clear cut fresh profile, or a recently dug profile only should be used for our morphological study, or mugged or conditions, macromorphological study. Macromorphology is nothing but, students, the characters which we can study with our naked eye in the field itself or near the soil profile is called the macromorphology. So what are those conditions? This is what, students. So you can see the layers here also. You can see very recently, you can see it is somewhat darker, somewhat lighter. So here you can see something was felt here. So this is not clear. This is not useful for our study, but this is very useful. This was recently dug profile. We can see what is the conditions, all those things. What are how many layers? I see. Oh, see, we can see here it is one layer is there, and here some color difference is there. You can see here also some color difference. See, by going down and down and down, we can see it's a different layers. So we should use a tape. So all those are all your, it's elementary for up to your level. It's very small thing. We should use tape. We should take kurfi. We should take 1:1 HCl. We should wear glove. So all these are very elementary things for you. So this is the difference, students. So students, okay, now the fresh profile was dug. We have digged a paka profile, everything, all those things. So what are the different several properties? What are the particular properties are involved in the study for that particular profile? What we are going to read the what are the characteristics we can read in that particular profile? Very first, students, color. This is what today we are going to deal about. Color is a layman's idea. So anyone can see, by any layman, no need to study a soil science, or may not be a pedologist like me, no need to study about pedology. So just color is one of the idea which is give a proper array insert in the field itself. Another one is texture. If you have a very great experience on field method, we can go for texture. We can read the consistency. We can see the structure and nodular concretions. We can see pet coatings, mortal conditions, and the pH. Yeah, by in the field, the hand pH meter is there. By nowadays, it is available. So we can determine the pH also in the layer to layer. We can measure the pH, carbonate content. That's we can see, and root point distribution and boundary characteristics. We can see all these characteristics or boundary characteristics, pattern characteristics, polypedon characteristics, all those things, and horizon continuity. So how long this horizon was continuing. So how can find by doing survey we can see how long this horizon was continuing. So all these characteristics, students, we can read in a profile, that to a freshly digged profile. So these are the different characteristics. Today we are going to discuss a very simple topic called color. What is the color, sir? What we are going to read in the color? Color is very common. So very, students, color means all of a sudden what you will get in your mind. What you will get in your mind. So soil color means what you will take. So I think your professor said, students, please find out. So you're all MSc students. So all of your guide said, tomorrow you should find out the color for 100 samples. So what you will do in the lab?
Munson color chart.
Munson color chart. Okay, you take Munson color chart. Then what you will do?
Compare பண்ணணும்.
Comparing with what?
Soil sample.
How you'll do? Nothing, students. We will take sample. What you should say, okay? But we will take whenever our professor or guide advises us to take the color means what we will do. We'll take the Munson color chart. Very famous. We are all know what is a Munson color chart. So we will take Munson color chart. Then what we will do? We will take the soil sample, processor sample. Sometimes we may there's some people may do, and sometimes most of us we will take the clods or pets. You know that unprocessed sample also we will check the with the color. So what there is another in processed sample, what they will do, they will wet the sample with 1 or 2 drops of water. They will wet and they will see the what you will see. They will see the under Munson color chart. So this is what naturally what we have done. We usually do in our particular day, particular laboratory. Up to now, we know up to this. Yeah, you are right. Up to that is okay. Munson system. Actually, there are many systems previously before Munson color chart was not that much famous. There are many methods which were not now exist, which was not exist in a particular present trend in laboratories. So mostly we use Munson color chart. In Munson color chart, elementary things. Now we're going we're reading some basics. So there are mostly three measurable variables are there, students. What are the measurable variables? Hue, value, chroma. So these are the three different measurable properties given by the one of great man called Munson. So Munson color chart in 1912 he given these values: hue, value, and chroma. So what is a hue mean, students? Hue means it's nothing but it's a spectral color, dominant spectral color related to the wavelength of the light. So we can see that. So the dominant spectral color is domination of spectral color is called hue, and a value is nothing but the quality, the measuring of the darkness or lightness of the particular color. It gives the value. That's a value. The word itself it's measured the degree of darkness or lightness of the particular color. It's a value. And chroma, it gives the purity. How long it was that strength of that color. How long it is good. How long it was better. That will give by the chroma. So these are the three different characteristics: hue, value, and chroma. So these are the three valuable combined refined charts. So we can see many chart. Munson color chart is there from BSc to MSc. We have seen all those things. So these are very basic conditions. But students, this is not up to here. There are many things to learn in Munson color chart. That is what today's class about. So we are crossing our border, our limits from this small topic to many others. So this is what's showing. So in Munson color book, you can see many huge pages will be there, and you can see in vertical you can see some chroma, and horizontally you can in vertically you can see the values. In chroma you can in horizontally you can see some chroma conditions will be there. So oppositely there will be some color chips will be there. Some color symbols will be there. Best example, students, generally you will write like this. What is that? 10 y r 6 by 3. So this is generally we will give the notations like this. So what is the meaning of this? How we should interpret? 10yr means 10yr yellow red means it indicates the hue quantity, and a value means 6. The 6 after value is value, and 3 means it's a chroma. So this is what we naturally we see. Everyone knows. So everyone, even a small basic students know all those things. So the proper name is generally, if this is a condition, we can see that is nothing but it's a pale brown. This is a pale brown. So remember this students how to read these notations. So 10yr means 10yr. It's a notation. It's a hue value. It's a value. It's a chroma. So remember like this. And mostly in vertical session, generally I will show the Munson color image. In vertical you will have values, value. In horizontally you can see the chroma conditions we can see. And also in color chips we can see the names of these symbols, all these things in English. I will show that. Yeah, this is what, students. This is what. So all are familiar with this type of experimentation. Generally we will keep our cloud or ped or some whatever thing, we will keep behind this particular chip. Then we will compare the color. Then we will note down all the notations. 6 by 3. You will give some here, there will, yeah, 5yr 6 by, suppose if your sample is here, generally you will see 7 by 3. So you will give, as I said, horizontally there is a chroma value will be there, vertically there is a this value will be there, and you can see some 5 by 6. So this is a hue value. There is a hue value 5 by 5yr is a hue value. So this is the thing which we usually see in a Munson color chart. This is very quite commonly we use. So every soil scientist, every soil science lab should contain this Munson color chart conditions. This is a very quite common things. But still up to here you have read. But this from here after you may not read. So students, color is not end up to the soil only. You can say some color is present in on pets also. But students, you know, have you seen pets? Have you seen pets like this condition? Pet means like have you seen this type of condition in field? Have you had any experience on this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Anyone? Come on, you should answer. Have you seen this?
No, sir.
You're not seen.
Mortal.
Okay, have you didn't see this type of condition? Like this, see? Like this means, see? Here some cementing color is there. Here you can see some reddish, brownish red color is there. Have you never seen this? Okay, I think maybe, but generally you should see, especially I think Trichy you can see. Then there will be some alternate whenever in Delta region also you can see, because all they cultivate paddies and always will be submerged conditions. Anyway, actually these conditions will be like this, students. Once actually the color is like this, by open eye we can see, but once we break this, once we twist this, if you see vertically we break this, you can see a color will be somewhere, there will be some difference will be there. We can describe some different color pad on interior and the color both the parts of the pad has described. So interiorly there will be different color. This is the exterior color we can see, but also if you break this clot, or sorry, not clot, pad or mottle, if you break this mottle, you can see there will be a different color. The color variations will be different. So that's why the color will sometimes. So this color, sometimes crushed or smooth small materials will be there. So those materials are called sporic materials. There are some crushed, some smooth materials will be there. Those are called the sporic materials. But prolonged, if you want by you are interested to see what is the color interior means. If you rub this cloth continuously prior to meaning, it is not advisable. You should not rub the complete color. It will give some difference will be there, or sometimes this color may distribute it to sideways here also. So it will give some wrong assumption on the model. So this is a different model, students. If you have any idea, if in future if you dig the profile means, if you have chance to observe vertical soil profile means, if you got this profile in the top, if you compare this model within Munson color chart, it will give one value. At the same time, if you open this model and you observe under any model under a Munson color chart, it will give different value. So the condition is like this, students. So models will have different color on exterior and interior, or pets even in pet case also, in the case of pets also. So like this, students, and also students, visual appearance also will be affected by the color. Do you know, do you accept this word to me, students? Light will affect the soil color. Is it true? Is it true? Okay, I think, okay. You are not interested in class. Okay, I will ask one question. How many
Yes,
of you are
sir.
using? So mostly there are 1, 2, 3. Okay, three girl students are there. I don't know who is this Viva of 1920. Okay, girls, how many of you are using face cream, like Fair and Lovely, etc., etc.? Generally we use we use fountain on our face. We use many things, right? Are you using or not? Please come on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Don't feel shy. Come on,
Yes, sir.
you are using. Okay. Do you found any difference after and before? So before using that fountain or face cream, and after using that face cream, do you found any difference?
It will look glorious, no, sir, after applying.
Yeah, it will glow your face. That's why it's called, it will glow your face. Do you think that is a magic of the face cream?
Yes, sir.
But to be frank, that is not changing anything. It was not altering your pigmentation. Generally, we have one kind of color. We Indians are mostly cocky side. So our color is somewhat cocky side. It will be in cocky side. We can't become our color. Our tone cannot be changed into European or American or Australian. Our tone is that cream only will use the reflections. It will make the glower. Fair and Lovely will make you only glow, but it won't make you fair. That's the meaning in it.
Okay.
That is a fact in this. That is a fact in it. So, do you think that why this is happening? think, Ryan, trying to say something. Your voice is breaking. Anyhow, students, and also nowadays you can see one advertisement, beautiful advertisement, Philips bulb. You know, by putting Philips bulb under one lady's ground, her face will looks very glow. No, but when you put off that light, you may see all
Yes,
these things in social media.
we saw in ad.
Yeah, in ad, yes, especially in advertisement. So that is why, students, that is not in case of a fairness cream or in any advertisement thing. It is that is applicable, that is taken from our great soil only. See, the soil color will already affected with the light also, students. If you go early morning or late evening, if you see in that early morning late evening color with our Munson color chart, you will compare, you can say different color, the appearance will be much redder, the appearance will be much redder. Best example, students, you most of us in early morning, if you take a photo in early morning in pleasant light, your face will be appearing different in that photograph. And if you take the same photo in some closer room in some environment laboratory, you will get some different tone. That is nothing but it's completely light. So light is changing our appearance. So light is completely our that reflection is changing. So that concept is applicable to our soil also. Soil color also will be affected. That's why, students, most of our, however, mostly, in deep forestry canopy regions, if you go in forestry conditions also, the measuring of color in the field is very difficult. Forestry conditions, so there the light was very less, so it is very difficult to measure the it is very difficult to measure the our soil color. And also, students, if you I hope most of you are doing research. If you have this measurement soil color, do your soil color determination in front of a either you should near to the window, outdoor window. Your laboratory, the windows will be there now, under window, or you should do under the skylight. So doing under skylight is very difficult. So a nearby window you should take the soil color. And also avoid the fluorescence. Fluorescence is nothing but, students, or tube light. Don't put the tube light on, because it will give some different idea to your appearance. So that appearance will be different, so you will get some wrong assumptions, or wrong, it will give a wrong idea on the soil color. This is the conditions which we usually follows in the laboratory. So hereafter, whenever you're using this parameter soil color, so go to nearby window and check your samples. So naturally, I don't know how the other universities are doing. In TNAU, we usually measure two types, either we on dry condition, another one is wet condition. In wet conditions, we will add 2 drops of water, then we will wet it, then we'll put our Munson chart color chart under down. So then we will note down the values. So this is a way. But hereafter, whenever you want to do soil color analysis, you do like this nearby window. Anyhow, coming to the continuation of our soils. So many soil origin, students. This is what? Yeah, this is what, students. This type of condition have you observed in your profile? See this coloring, different mottles. You can see different. Yeah, here you can see. Here you can see many mottles are there. Many models, the color will be, the contrast will be there. And also, students, many soil origins have mixed color, students. Mostly the color will be mixed. You see, it look all of a sudden, by seeing this, you will say it is a brown, right? But it includes some red also will be there. It has some red, but here you can say some cementing color will be there. But sometimes it will include some black also. So like there's some mixing color will be there. So this dominant mixing color is nothing, is recorded as a mottling. It's called, this mixing is called the mottling. So mostly these mottles, this condition is called mottling, students. Just now, as your friend said, it's due to it was formed due to the submerged conditions. Submerged conditions, what will happen due to the lack of oxygen, etc., etc. Some rooting, spreading, all these things. We can get some mottling. So this mottle conditions are described in different ways, students. There are what are the different measuring properties of mottles? One, we will see the quantity. What is the quantity of mottling, and size and contrast. So contrast is a very big bunch of topics, students. I will give a very basic idea about contrast. So we will see the how the mottles will be described. So mottles will be described under the quantity, size, contrast, and other colors, students. So well, students, quantity. So quantity means, students, is nothing but especially the subtle array pattern of mottle should be noted. So by taking mottles, so if I show this mottles to any particular person, particular BSc students, he will just see the mottle and he will note down this Munson color chart. He will take Munson color chart and he will note down the color. But being a master's and being a PhD aspirants, you should see the another character called quantity is indicated as percentage. Naturally, we'll see the quantity, how much quantity will be there. So mostly we will see the quantity by seeing how much area it was distributed, and this quantity will be converted into percentage. If the motile position, the particular motile position was less than 2%, it comes under the few. If it is 2 to 20% of that particular area or that particular profile is there, only 2 to percentage of motile or mottling only happen, that is called a common. We will note it as common. Many means it is a more than 20% of area, just like this. If the mottling was spread in more than 20% of area, that is called the more area. You can see that is a many. So few, common, many. These are the different classes for the quantity of indices present in the quantity indices present in the surface area of each color representation. So then please, these values are very important in case of your examination purpose. If the condition was less than 2% of that area, it is very few. If it is 2 to 20% of the area, it is common. If it is more than 20% of area, it is a many. So this is called the sector spatial pattern of modeling. So this is called the spatial pattern of modeling. Mostly it is a quantity element which is completely described in percentage. And another one, students, size, students. So how, if you take one small motile, then if you measure this, if you take this motile, and you should measure like this. What are those? What are the basic thumb rule given by the by some USDA? So size refer to the length of the motile. If the length, see the length is at least 2 times the width, is 2 times than a width, and the width of the motile is length is less than 2 times of the width. Same thing was repeated here. So 5 classes was given. So if the condition was like this, if length was more, is 2 times more than width. No, the motile conditions are like this. So you taken one motile, this motile, and if it is 2 times much larger than the width, then how many classes of length classes of motiles are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 classes of mottlings are there. What are there? If it is less than 2 mm, that is comes under the fine. So fine condition. If it is a medium condition, means 2 to 5 mm should be there, millimeter should be there. If it is the coarse means 5 to 20 mm. If your modeling was measuring around 5 to 20 meters, then you should say 5 mm millimeter. If the coarse 20 to 76 millimeter means it is very big, more than 20 to 76 millimeter length is there. If it is more than, see, this is very lengthy. It is very lengthy, then it is more length than width. That is called the very coarse. Extremely coarse means more than 76 millimeters. So I hope you have understood this, students. Fine, medium, coarse, very coarse, and extremely coarse. Please note down these notations. These are very, very important for your examination purpose, because this is a new chapter. They may ask some questions also. So fine, medium, coarse, and very coarse. These are the conditions prevailing in a motile condition. These are the size, based on the size. Previous it is a quantity, it is a size. How much length is what distributed based on length we have it. And another one is called contrast, students. Contrast, actually contrast being even if you in future, after after when you started your after when you get a PhD, if you got a chance to take a pedagogy branch, you will learn many things about this contrast. Contrast is nothing but, students, it's a mixture. It's a combination of few Munson values like hue, chroma, matrix. So based on that combinations of Munson color chart, based on that Munson color motiles, everything, by combining all those things, they have given by combine. So for example, some 5 by y, 6 by 3 we have one. So by combination another is there, and some 5 by y, 6 by 2, like that. So by combining all those Munson values, these contrasts are given. So there are 3 types of contrast are there: faint, distinct, and prominent. So these are the 3 different type of contrast. What are these? Faint, distinct, and prominent. So faint means indistinct contrast that is evident and recognizable only up to the close examination. So we can go indistinct means we can go up to somewhat close examination. Where distinct means color difference between the matrix and motile are more apparent. The matrix means that soil color, and this motile, this will be color difference will be more. Prominent means motiles are obviously, motiles is one of the outstanding feature of the horizon. So in prominent means we can easily motiles, you can easily identify the motiles in prominent. Distinct, we can see some close, no, we can see some close examination. But here we can very some contrast evidence only will be there. So only by theoretically it is very difficult to understand. You only when you went to the field, it will be, you can easily understand these words: faint, distinct, and contrast. So sorry, prominent. So these are the, just remember these words: faint, distinct, and prominent. So these are the contrasting given by the in color. We will distinct all those things. So these are the different conditions. So what are the conditions we have learned in modeling? One is called the quantity, another one is called the size, another one is called contrast. So based on the contrast, we have seen these are. So you may see up to here, up to model, you may hardly, you may see up to here, but you may not see all these characteristics. So this is where this is very quite deep. This makes you from out of box from those JRF students. So note down all these values. These values are very important, especially faint and distinct. And tomorrow class we will discuss about the texture conditions, and also we will add some other character also for tomorrow's class. And also students, standard practices. The standard practice: listing matrix color first, followed by distribution. We can see what is the size and contrast. We can see in some cases soil color in the indirectly mixed with the dominant color. So the color will be, sometimes there will be heavy mixture will be there because of some root observations, root. And also students, if you go very careful observation, students, various colors we can see: red, yellow, gray. So all there will be some mixtures. You can, so redoxymorphic features, all these things. If you see red and yellow, sometimes they will mix. Mostly this red and yellow conditions you can see in acid sulfate conditions. You can see gray color. Just now we can see in submerged conditions. Only in submerged conditions you can see most of the gray color. In particular profile also, there in particular orders also you can see this particular gray color. And also we can see with respect to the some soil aggregates also will have different color, and root channels will provide some, in root channels if you observe the soil you can see a different color, and also other voids. So interpreting seasonal pattern will be, and also this color will be also be changed by the seasonal pattern and saturation conditions in the particular pattern. So it's completely climatic conditions based on the water supply, etc., and based on submergence. All these conditions will be influence the soil color. So these are the very interesting things. Please remember these words, students: faint, distinct, and prominent, because it is very difficult to understand in, in the theoretical. It is very difficult. Once you in field level you can understand, but make some basic idea regarding these words: faint, distinct, and prominent. And even this also: fine, medium, coarse, and very coarse, and extremely coarse. And this one: few, comma, and may. So these are the new words. I hope you may not heard these words in past, but make a note of all these things. Anyhow, students, thank you, students. This is up to for today's soil color. Very simple topic. And tomorrow we will see the interesting